Hola, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to my timed personality test. Hi. Also, the abo just before the ending of stream. Welcome to my site now because you've just been dragged to my stream. I hope you know English. But yeah, I wonder how my personality test is gonna go. I mean, I've done this like, what, 3 times or so in the past before. But it's been, I don't know how many years. And I wonder, because I feel like over my journey over HDK, I don't know. I feel like I've changed at least a tiny bit. I've at least gotten a more, bitch attitude, I feel like. But yeah, anyway, hi. By the way, is the music too loud? Or does the music sound okay? By the way, I made a little streaming playlist, which mostly consists of tracks from Pirate Software's Hardbound. Because Pirate Software allows us to use this. Right here. Hardbound. Here. The Hardbound OST. Which costs 5 euros. And you're allowed to use this for streams. Because Pirate Software is cool. I can't English, sorry. Have a nice evening. Thank you. Have a nice evening too. Sounds good? Okay. Then I'm just gonna start. Actually, I'm just gonna start hydrating. Wait a second. Okay. The witch is hydrated. Also, one thing that is a bit odd today. My brother has like 3 friends over because they're like having a little party or something. I don't know what their plan is today, but they're drinking. And I am like slightly worried that they're able to hear me, which is slightly awkward. But I'm just gonna try to ignore that. Who knows? I mean, maybe they even got the notification that I'm live. Who the fuck knows? Okay, personality test. Complete the test, be yourself, and answer honestly to find out your personality type. View detailed results, yes, we all know about that. First question. Do you regularly make new friends? I'd say most likely no. I usually just stick to the friends I know. And if I make new friends, it's usually because they approach me first, aka, you know, Ash. Though, I mean, I recently approached Mono for the Vintage Story streams. So I was social recently. Because when I joined Mono's stream and saw that he was playing Vintage Story 2, and also just started, I did the very social thing, a very non-introvert thing, and just wrote him on the Twitch whisper system, which I felt very awkward about it, but I made a new friend. Worth it. But no, I'd say mostly disagree. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. I will go for Lungenbrötchen? Is there a word for English in it? I don't even know what a Lungenbrötchen is. We'll be right back to judge your personality. What the fuck is a Lungenbrötchen? Lungenbrötchen. Nope. This? Oh, smoking! Never mind then. I thought there was some weird bread that I have never heard about. Why do you say... Have you said that before? I feel like that's the first time you said Lungenbrötchen to smoking. At least I've never heard that before. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. I'd say fall. Yes. I mean, if it's a simple and straightforward one, I mean, there's nothing exciting about a simple idea. I suppose. Yes. Hard agree. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. usually feel more persuaded by what resonates with. That is difficult to say, because I usually do try to use logic more than relying on my emotions, because I'm an emotionally unstable person and I know I cannot trust my emotions. So I try to rely more on my stable logic. It's a Procyon Insider. I thought you would know. Nope, never heard of it. Or I have forgotten about it. That's possible too. But I usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. To be fair, it's an old insider. Then I have forgotten about it. My memory does not last more than 1 year. Maybe it was before you. That is also possible. Resonates emotionally with you than factual arguments. I'd say probably. If someone makes a very good emotional argument, I'm gonna be more persuaded in the moment, but over long term, I'm gonna stick more to what is logically sound. So, disagree slightly. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Hard disagree. I mean, if I just look under my fucking table, there's so much shit under there because I keep throwing USB sticks under them. One thing that I'm terrible about is, I had wireless headsets, like wireless little earbuds on my desk for my phone. And it's the 5th pair of wireless earbuds that I have because I keep losing them. And I lose them because every time I'm just sitting at my desk here, I play around with them, yeet them somewhere away, and then never find them again because they keep disappearing into the back rooms or something. And it's like, I know I have 5 pairs of wireless earbuds somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where any of them are. I know one of them where they are, because I've sealed them away in my jacket now. So I don't have them in my near vicinity anymore. But I keep losing earbuds, and it's terrible. But that's why I only buy like very cheap ones. I'll send you a pic of my desk. Could I send a pic of my desk? I mean, is there anything that stream shouldn't see? I don't think so. I mean, right now my desk looks relatively organized. Wait, let me make a picture. Right, now I gotta send that to myself on Discord. So I can show that on stream. I'm just gonna use our chat to send that. Discord, the best program to transfer files between PC and phone. Save image. So I should just... Wait, if I hide this real quick. Yeah. That is my desk currently. It is relatively organized, so this looks okay. There's a stick. There's some random papers that I don't actually know. What are those? Something about my bag. I mean, if they're just laying around, they're probably not important. What? Hydration. But if we look anywhere around my desk, then it's getting messy. So like under my desk and shit. Or my bed behind me. So yes, my desk itself is organized currently. But yeah, hard to disagree. I'm not organized. Oh yeah, if I look at my desk over there, where all my medication and shit is on, That's not organized at all. Wait. I'm gonna look at your picture, but I'm not gonna show it on stream. A lot of energy and what is that? Food? Snacks? I want a third monitor too. I need one someday. Also, we have the same mouse. But yeah. Let's continue. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Your table is more organized than my life. The table is the only thing organized here. My life also isn't organized. But yeah, you usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. I don't know how to answer that. Because yes, I do kind of manage to stay stable under a lot of pressure. But I'm also easily under a lot of pressure. So I easily panic, but I have learned how to at least stay in control under panic, so I'm able to stay somewhat calm for a short moment. But like compared to what situations I'm trying my best to stay calm, it isn't really a lot of pressure, so I don't know. I'd maybe say slight agree. Because I think... Oh, wait, why is the hand behind me? Oh, wait, I fucked something up. Wait, what did I do? What did I fuck up? Oh, it's because this is above. Wait, does it work now? Let me quickly replay this. Oh, by the way. Look, Firebot. Where I can also see chat and see redeems. And it's interesting that I can see like, the profile pictures too. And what I can also do here is, replay this. And now, nothing happens. Wait, why? Okay, well then, fuck you, Firebot. I guess not. But in theory, I could press this, and it says successfully re-triggered event, but nothing's happening. I need this. Yes, it is cool. And then what I could also do is open the stream preview, and then it opens a little window which shows me my stream. Oh, look. Wait. Okay, that doesn't look healthy. But yeah, and then I can also say like, oop, acknowledged, and then I can like see, yep, I've noticed these. And then they won't annoy me anymore. And I can see when the next ad break starts. And wait, since I'm already on this, the cool thing about this, the last thing that I've added was a event about the ad breaks, and it works kind of like, I'd say a bit of visual scripting, but for a Twitch bot. Because what we can do is, you have like this event, then you say, what is the trigger? For example, when an ad break starts, then you give it a name. And what I did is I made a conditional effect. The conditional effect is if counter messages since last Discord message, then it makes an announcement, and that is the announcement. It's like, it's a bit of visual, like, it makes sense. I think it's very intuitive. It's at least more, like, overlookable than if you were to just hop straight into code or something. And the fact that you can just add new effects, like, there's so much shit we can do. Wait. Let me do a new little event. Let me just... can I make on chat message? Yes, just enabled. And what we can do is... What was it? Was it celebrate? Yes, celebration. Duration, sure, 5 seconds. Select requires the Firebot overlay to be loaded to the broadcasting software. Fireworks. Okay, if you now send a message, I think it's gonna make a celebration. Test, does it work? Yes! So that's how easy it is to just add effects. This Firebot can do dumb shit like that. Or something else that it can do. I'm going way off topic. Wait. Let me disable capture. Yes, it's gonna make a celebration with every message. Fuck off, bot. You're not supposed to trigger this. You do not get a celebration. Get smited. That was delete. I wanted to ban you. You'd need to be taken out back and shot. But I just deleted the message. Oh well. But wait. Let me show something else that you can do with Okay, for that I'm gonna turn off the music real quick. I'll copy a link. And if I do this, which only I can do, you cannot abuse this. Does it work? Does it not work? Why doesn't it work? Did I disable the command? Technical difficulties. Wait a second. No, it should work. Oh no, it doesn't, because I disabled it. Okay. Let me do that again. And now, yeah. And now it plays the YouTube video directly inside my OBS. Very important. Fish. And then it just fades away. For like obvious reasons, I disabled that to only trigger when I do it. Because, you know, I don't just want anyone else to come, be able to come in and send in a YouTube video. What I could though do is give you VIP, and then VIP can trigger that too. Also, let me disable the celebration event. Okay. But yeah, Firebot is awesome. Firebot is cool. We love Firebot. Let's continue. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. It is weird. I mean, that is something that very much applies to Twitch. Like, how do I feel about promoting my Twitch to other people? I mean, I am posting clips on TikTok for more or less the main purpose to advertise on my Twitch. So, it's weird, but I understand that I can do it. It depends. I can only advertise my streams if I actually find them cool myself. Also, music. So yeah, you find the idea of networking and promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. Yeah, it is daunting, it's weird, but I do it anyway, because it's cool, and I want to share cool stuff. So like, slight agree. Yes, give me more rights, I would never take advantage of it. I'm gonna do that after stream. I'm gonna give you VIP rights, and surely that's not gonna go wrong, and then you have YouTube rights. So you can just send in a weird YouTube video in the middle of the stream. That's not gonna go wrong at all. Although, actually, never mind. Scratch that idea. I'm gonna get flagged for that. Like 90% of YouTube videos, if they are on Twitch, I'm pretty sure I would get a strike for that. I don't know how it works. How do reaction streams work? Like, how do people react to music and shit without getting striked? I don't understand that whole world. Anyway. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Hard no. Big no. I'm procrastinating to the last minute, and then do my tasks with full stress and full panic. Unless it's group work, because then I usually try to do that as fast as possible, because I'm never expecting my group mates to actually finish their tasks on time, and then I can help them with their tasks. Because every group work in school has been low-key traumatizing. Because fuck schoolwork groups. I feel like everyone that at least does some work always got put into a group with people that didn't do shit. Group works in general in school, they fucking sucked. One of the worst things we've did, or like most stressful group works, in Abitur, we had a big like half-year long, what is it called? BV, what is Betriebs- und Volkswirtschaft in English? Like an economics project where we had to plan and organize a theoretical company that we would establish. And that was a very, very big project that we had to do a lot of work for. And 3 out of my 5 group mates did not do a lot of work and did not really do it to a standard that we kind of agreed upon, which led to not only a lot of stress and a lot of fights in the group, but also led to me and another friend at the time having to be forced to do all-nighters, like every second day. We kind of had this weird agreement that, okay, this night I'm gonna do an all-nighter, next night she's gonna do an all-nighter, and we pushed the group through somehow. But it was a fucking nightmare. And I mean, it's usually how it goes. As long as the music isn't the main focus, Twitch usually doesn't do anything except mute the VOD. It was more of a problem. Okay. I'm just worried about strikes because I don't understand this whole system. Yeah, group projects, fucking hate them. They never work well. Oh, game jams in RTK, yeah. I mean, the last game jam that I was in was a nightmare as well. But if you have a good group, it is cool. Yeah, I hard disagree. I don't plan and prioritize tasks effectively, and I don't do them before the deadline. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. In what way is that meant? I mean, yeah. Like, people's stories and emotions are way more interesting than, I don't know, some numbers or statistics. I'm going to have to smoke for a moment, then I'll be back. Okay, see you soon. I mean, numbers and data, depending on what they're referencing, can be interesting, but they're not as interesting as a person's story or emotion is ever gonna be. So, hard agree. I like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. I tried to use so many different organizing tools. So, over the years, as methods to maybe help me against my ADHD, because I often forgot homework, I often forgot important shit for school, I tried so many different to-do list apps, so many different life organizing apps, and like, I love these apps, they're very cool, but they don't work for me. Because firstly, the first hurdle is, do I even remember to write down the tasks? Or do I just forget it immediately? It could be that I'm getting like homework in school, and by the time I pull out my phone to write down the task, I will already have forgotten what I was supposed to do. So, they don't work for me. And because I know I usually forget to write down stuff, I don't even trust what I'm writing in these organizing apps, because I'm like, okay, I wrote this down, but is that really correct? Did I make a mistake writing that down? I don't remember. So I don't trust my own notes. It's a problem of knowing I'm unreliable, so I don't trust my past me. And because I don't trust my past me, my future me is not gonna trust me either. So, lists don't work. Oh, and if I actually do remember to write a list, I'll have a to-do list going. I don't remember to actually look at the to-do list, and then I forget shit anyway. In conclusion, ADHD. But like, there are a lot of cool organizing tools. How do I answer this? I like these organizing tools like Notion and insert a random to-do list app, but they don't help me in any way. I like to use... So, I guess I don't like to use them. I like the apps, but I don't like using them. Small disagree. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yes. Imposter syndrome go hard. Me who has been coding for 8 years, and every time I forget something in coding, I'm like, did I even really learn anything? It's the weirdest even if I look at old projects. And I feel like I've been so much better in coding in the old project because I don't understand what I did back then, and it looks so... like, it looks so good. Like, I did amazing stuff, but I feel like I couldn't do that anymore. But, I mean, I did take a half-year coding break, so I have to relearn a bit more shit. And also, like, I should be confident enough that my coding skills are to a good level. But it still feels weird that I'm gonna have to enter the job world, and I'm gonna look for something coding related. And I don't feel like my coding skills are actually good enough compared to a job level. But I don't know, I've never had a coding job yet. I don't know what kind of standards they're like expecting. I mean, before I look for jobs, I probably should look at some coding problem examples, or there's like multiple websites that have coding problems that you are expected to be able to solve in like programming interviews, or how that works. Nick, are you still there? Do you know stuff about that, right? I mean, if I think about what you learned at Bunting, where you had your coding shit studies, it didn't sound like you actually did a lot, or did some cool or extremely smart stuff. Like, not to sound like judgmental, but the stuff you told about Bunting sounded relatively boring, so maybe I shouldn't be that worried about my coding skills. I don't know if you're still in chat. But yeah. But yes. I always doubt my abilities, even if I'm not making mistakes. You feel more comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. No. I will look in amazement from a distance if someone is interesting. But I'm not gonna go up to them and say like, oh hey, you're cool. I would love if I could do that. There have been so many moments where, in Hamburg, every time I went to like go grocery shopping or something, they usually were like, in the street that I lived in, they usually were like street performers. And I often also saw people with violins, and I fucking love violins. I would love to just, I don't know, go up to them after they finish their song and talk to them a bit, because like, they're so fucking cool. But no, I'm just gonna walk past because I don't actually know what I would talk about. Slash, I'm scared I'd be just annoying because maybe they're just there to do a couple of songs, earn a quick some money, and then go away. I don't know. I also think that with my new job that I'll never be able to do that as soon as I make a mistake in training, and I haven't even really started yet. It's the imposter syndrome. B-card imposter syndrome. Yeah. Comfortable walking up to someone and you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Hard disagree. I never know what to talk about. You're not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative work. I feel like we've already answered that in this stream. I don't know, big disagree. I'm always interested to yap about cool stuff and creative works. And we have to do that with Epic. Soon. RL is scary as fuck. Yeah, RL is weird. I don't like RL, social interactions. I'm always wondered, when I was in Hamburg, I actually had a lot of people that walked up to me and started talking to me about stuff. Which, I don't know, do I look approachable? Or is that just a normal thing in Hamburg where people just walk up to you and talk about random stuff? Like, I have had people talk about their art studies that they did, and they showed me like a portfolio of them artworks they did and asked me for my opinion. Like, it's not even that they tried to sell me anything, it's just they were interesting and it was fun talking to them, but like, why me? Maybe I look approachable or something. But it's like, I don't know what to talk about, but like, if they are leading the conversation, I'm fine with it. Something else that I had is a couple of people walked up to me because they had like some schoolwork where they had to interview a couple people for a religious question or something. Like, how religious are you? What do you know about Christian religion and stuff? I'm not religious, and I don't know fuck at all. Like, the Bible is weird. Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of people in Hamburg are just open to talk to random people. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. Depends on what we're talking about. I mean, people's feelings are very important for any plan, because you cannot plan without taking people into account. But like, course of action for what? I mean, sometimes people's feelings are illogical, and you have to take an action that is not kind of logical to what people want. I don't know how to answer this one, because that 100% depends on what we're talking about. Middle. Or is there some way that we could twist the question that makes more sense? Prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. I mean... Okay, let's say it this way. I don't prioritize facts above feelings. I feel like they should be weighed in the same amount. Like, don't dismiss feelings just because of facts. So, slight disagree. I wouldn't say facts are more important than people's feelings, if we say it that way. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. I can't make schedules. I'm too unpredictable to make schedules. Yes, very agree. Like, I just do stuff depending on how I feel. Because my emotions can change very, very quickly. I might just, if I have a plan, I would just throw it out anyway, like 2 hours into the day. Because depending on what happens, my mood changes way too much. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. No, I do worry a lot. I want people to like me. I mean, especially on Twitch. Like, I do wonder. I know Twitch shows me whenever people join. Like, in a stream summary, you can see on which points of the stream people joined your stream. And what I sometimes do is like, okay, I saw 8 people joined my stream during this 10-minute time period. And then I watched the stream from that point on to see like what kind of impression would people have gotten from me that just joined in during this time frame. And then like, what did I do that time frame? And I know they left because none of them like said anything. And like, what kind of impression did I leave on them during that time period? It's because streaming, I'm like streaming for 3 days or so, and people join at random moments, and I could be doing random fucking shit. Or I could just not be talking at all because I'm focused on something. So, like, in the eyes of a Twitch viewer, I do often worry, like, how do people see me as a Twitch streamer? And stuff. And also, when I post TikToks. We don't like you, Moon, we love you. For a second you had me worried that we were going full sarcasm, but cute. But terrible leading. But yeah, you rarely worry about whether you make a good impression? No. Hard disagree. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. That sounds a lot different than how it sounded in German. I don't like you. Fuck you. Don't do that sarcasm shit. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. Depends on the people. If it's friends, yes, team-based activity, cool. If it's strangers, fuck team-based activities. I don't wanna try team-based activities with strangers. The best example I can think of, Valorant or CSGO, where you have to piss yourself. No, but I do actually have to go to the toilet. I will not piss myself though. I will wait till the ad break. But yeah, one example that I can think of is Valorant or CSGO, which is like 5 versus 5. If I'm playing CSGO or Valorant with friends, then it's fun, then it's cool. But if I were to play CSGO with random people, that is horrible. That is, no, not fun. Because random people are angry, and especially gamers. So, team-based activity with friends, yes. With strangers, no. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. Yes, always do new shit. Doing the same shit is boring. I mean, best example, changing my Discord bot. Even though my, the one that I was using before worked fine. Although, it didn't. Stream Elements decided to break one stream. And that's why I changed. Because how dare you break one time. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. Yes. Being sensitive is important. Like, honesty has its time and place, but it doesn't have to be delivered brutally. You can be honest, while also respecting boundaries and respecting other people's emotions. Like, you can package an honest truth in a nice and comforting package. I mean, it depends on what, like, some stuff is harder to say honestly, but you can be nice about it. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. Yeah. Yes, I love new experiences. New stuff, new knowledge. I like to stab people, so maybe I am too brute. Vayen energy. Vayen is not a character, that's just you in the nighttime. Yeah. New experiences, new knowledge. Especially with ADHD. Oh, one thing that has started since I took ADHD medication, which I already talked to Lucas about. I'm on 20 milligrams Medicinate now, and I'm not less ADHD. I might be more focused, but I'm not controlling my focus, so what ends up happening is something weird or interesting happens, and instead of resisting distractions, which I would hope ADHD medication helps with, I go full focus into that new distraction and start researching it for 2 or 3 hours. For example, I noticed a slight change with my audio in Discord compared to OBS. So what I ended up doing is over the next 2 hours, I hyper-analyzed my entire audio setup from top to bottom. I made 3 different recordings and then looked how it sounded, which, I mean, it was a lot of stuff that I did, but not productive and not what I should have been doing. Has it anything to do with this question? I don't think so, but... Yes, distractions. They haven't gotten better with ADHD meds. They've actually just gotten worse with more focus. At least you're now more focused on your hyperfixations. Yes, and also everything else that just randomly enters my mind. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Always. A good example, going back to ADHD medication. I've been on ADHD meds for, 10 days or so? And I'm constantly worried that... Like, I've been feeling good on ADHD medication. I've been feeling a lot better, and I feel like things are going smoother now. But I'm constantly worried that, 1, it's just placebo because I'm happy I'm finally done with ADHD shit. And 2, a lot of the negative effects directly also influence my heart, which is why it was such a pain in the ass to get it approved in the first place. I mean, little fun fact, my heart is shit. And if the side effects do kick in and they start affecting my heart in some ways, I won't be allowed to continue taking the medication, which would suck. And I'm kind of worried that the side effects are gonna kick in sooner or later. Or maybe that I'm not gonna react well to the medication once I'm on 30 milligrams or something. I don't know. I worry too much about potential side effects and shit. Or like, different stuff, for example, I have to search a job soon. It's time for me. I only have like 2 months left. 3 months. until I need to find a job. And I hope I can manage that. I hope once the ADHD medication is stabilized, and I'm more mentally stable, that I can hold a job stably, and that I can find a new place to live. And I know that's gonna be pretty stressful, and I hope that's not gonna affect my mental health too much, but I'm worried that it's gonna be slightly affecting my mental health. Generally, I'm just worried. So yes, hard agree. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones? I enjoy solitary hobbies. More than group ones? No. Depends on how my social battery is. I'd say solid activities, yes, they are fun. And they are needed because my social battery runs out way too quickly. But more than group ones? No. I love doing stuff at our little Pokemon group. No matter what it is. Be it just yapping about random shit. Or listening to trash TV like Rezo. I mean, Rezo isn't trash TV, but it's the same vibe. But yeah, once I'm burnt out from social activity, I need solitary activities. For example, after one session of, like, what is it called? Lethal Company, I'm usually burnt out from social activity for at least like the next day. So then I need solitary activities. Yes, Rezo is our trash TV. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Disagree, but not fully. I mean, I could imagine myself writing fictional stories because I do like writing too. But I don't write a lot. So I don't think I could do it like for a living. But I like developing worlds and shit. Whenever I make a game, the world building thought in the background is way bigger than what it usually makes into the game. I feel like everyone does that to a certain degree, because overscoping is a nightmare that every developer does. But if you have to write something together, I'm not good at writing. I'm not good at writing at all, but I do love writing. But I feel like my writing is very cringe and you are edgy kind, because I very love horror and SCP shit. If you read some of my stuff, you're gonna find some like relations to SCP shit, because I love SCP stuff, and my writing style is very influenced by all the SCP writing. I mean, I do probably still have. Wait, let me look that up for a second. Putting the stay capture away for a second, because it's going through files. Well, you were a psycho as a kid, so that's fine. I was perfect. No, it's not perfectly healthy at all. But yeah, one writing program that I found out, like, what was it, in 3rd semester, is Obsidian. And it is so fucking cool. Here, I'm gonna share that for a second. Let me just... yeah, fuck it. Here. Obsidian. I don't know if you know Obsidian, but what it is, it's like a world building tool which hosts all your files. Like, here's some, all my pages that I wrote about different stuff. And then it links them together. With stuff like different concepts, and every file that then mentions that concept gets a link to that, and cool stuff about like that. I love developing characters and making like a world that is somehow connected, and Obsidian shows you that connection with actual like real connections, and you can make colors depending on what they're relating to. I don't know, do you know about this program, Nessa? It's so fucking cool. And then itself in different files, like, you can just add links to stuff, and yeah, it's fucking cool. Obsidian is awesome. If you don't know Obsidian, maybe give it a try. Obsidian sponsor me. I don't know. Does Obsidian sponsor people? I want to sponsor. But yeah, Obsidian is fucking awesome. I need to write more. Writing is fun. Display capture. Could I do it for a living? I mean, if I'm good at it and people like my stories. Yes. I love it, but I'm not that organized when I write. I can't use it because my characters write their own story. I guess that makes sense. Obsidian is more for like, making a... what is like a dictionary for my own universe. So the stories that I write aren't in Obsidian itself. It's more like, okay, there's this character, that's their biography, that's their personality and shit. And that's like in short terms what they experience and how it relates to other concepts in the world. And then I can see like quickly in Obsidian how this stuff connects. It's more of a lore reminder for myself, like world building shit. Like if I were to make a D&D campaign, if I were to host that, I would also use Obsidian to just track different characters and their connection to different shit. Because it's very cool for doing that. But yeah, writing story itself, Google Docs. Just Google Docs and... You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. No. Do not disregard emotional aspects, ever. That goes wrong. You're a more organized DM than me. I mean, if I were to host a D&D session, I would try to be as organized as possible, because like, I want to have a cool world that is explorable. Like, I have been thinking a bit about hosting my own D&D session, but I don't feel like I'm good at making voice acting or playing as different characters, because they're usually just different versions of me. So, I don't know how interesting I could actually host a D&D world. But if I were to make one, I would like to make it very open world and very combat heavy. But who knows? Yes, do it. No, not yet. I don't have the confidence. Maybe one day, but not this year, and not next year. And I mean, first we have to do your one-shot. I mean, didn't Ash also want to do a one-shot soon? Or, not soon, but... Didn't Ash also think about making a one-shot? I know. I'm really bad at playing people, and you haven't complained yet. You are good! Your one-shot is cool! Well, yeah, maybe I'm just being, maybe this is just being, where's the question? Oh, it was on the other side. Being worried about my own skills. Imposter syndrome. Ah, yes. You prefer to do your chores before allowing you to relax yourself. That... Imposter syndrome is real, yes. But yeah, I'm the opposite to this question. Oftentimes, I do fun stuff first, and then I work. Because I can't start my work in a bad mood. And I usually when I wake up and I'm in a bad mood. Because, I don't know, I don't like waking up. Like, not to sound like a depressed bitch, even though I am. But whenever I wake up, I'm just in a weird pissy mood. Like, another day, why? Until I actually wake up and manage to fight myself out of bed. And then I usually have to play a game to get myself in a better mood. And then I'm ready to do the work. So, first fun, then work, then more fun. Yes, waking up sucks. See, you understand. But like, I sleep like shit too, so that's part of it. I never wake up well rested. So, disagreeing. First fun, then work. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. No. If a disagreement goes so far that feelings are being hurt, too far. Then you lost the plot somewhere. Big disagree. Like, usually when it comes to the point where people's emotions start getting hurt each other, then it's time to just take a break. If I notice that an argument gets to the point where I either hurt someone else's feelings, or they're starting to hurt my feelings, I will disengage. And I will just say we take a break for half an hour, and then we return to the disagreement, more organized and more calm again. Because once feelings get into a disagreement, like heated feelings, nothing productive happens. Questions sound different in English. Yes, they do, right? I feel like they sound better in English. They make a lot more sense. The German translation was shit. Might have just used Google Translate, probably. But yeah, they make a lot more sense in English. I wonder if in English you have a different personality. But yeah, disagreements, once they start getting heated and emotional, disengage for half an hour and come back later. Because like arguing over emotions usually doesn't actually bring you to any point. It just leads to people getting hurt. I know, okay, one thing, I know some people get pissed off about taking a stance back from a disagreement. Like there's a lot of people that if they're in a disagreement, they want to deal with it right then and there, and they don't want any disengagement. I know at least, I think 2 or 3 times where I've pissed people off, like very much pissed them off, because I said, nope, we're not arguing, fuck this isn't productive, and I just said goodbye for half an hour and then came back later. I know I've pissed people off with that before, because I do not like being argumentative while emotional. And I know some people get pissed off by that. But yeah, different people. I mean, there's this whole relationship philosophy or something about never, what was it called? Like never go to bed angry or something. Like you should always like handle stuff before going sleeping or something. But I feel like I disagree with that. Sometimes you just need a night's rest to reorganize your thoughts internally. I don't know. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there's this relationship philosophy online about like you should always, you know, go to bed not while an argument is going on or something. Don't remember. I'm not a relationship expert. Not even a beginner. Usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. Yes, I never introduce myself first. I don't even know how to introduce myself. Though I feel like I've gotten better at it. Mostly because I feel like if I don't introduce myself, people get a wrong picture of me. In the sense that I use she, her pronouns, but my voice doesn't sound she, her yet. So I usually make a good attempt at saying, hey, this is me, I'm Moon, I use she, her pronouns, even though my voice doesn't reflect this yet. So they know from the start. So I usually wait for others. But not, it's actually changing. Like the last 2 social interactions that I had, I actually introduced myself first. But it wasn't a social gathering. Like, if it's a gathering, I don't introduce myself. Slight degree. Simon and I have a rule that we always go to bed together, regardless of whether we are arguing or not. As soon as we go to bed, we put aside our until the next day. Yes, I think that is much better than trying to deal with whatever argument you have, like, right then and there. Sometimes you need to sleep. Sometimes you need a night's rest to think about it the next day. That makes much more sense. Your mood can change very quickly. Big yes, very big yes. What is that? Oh. But yeah, my mood can go from, like, very happy to very depressed, so in like a second or so, depending on what happens. And then, right in the same instance, I can go from very depressed to like very hyperactive in like 10 seconds again if I find something new that is interesting. That's probably some other mental disorder. I don't know. I have sometimes wondered about bipolar, but I don't actually know what bipolar is or how it works. Because I feel like my mental mood swings are a bit too drastic to be considered healthy. But, you know, that could also be ADHD, because ADHD has mood dysregulations with it itself too. Yes, mood can change very quickly. Sometimes I don't have the energy to argue and I just want to cuddle. Very valid, cuddles are important. Like, we can fight but cuddle. Cuddles are very important. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. Disagree. I am easily swayed in the moment. Like, what is considered an emotional argument? I don't know. I just say disagree. Because otherwise I'm gonna get confused by that question. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Always. ADHD. Procrastination. And maybe it's gonna get better now on medication, where I can motivate myself more to do shit. But in the past, I definitely needed the stress of a deadline looming above my head to actually start working. And I feel like most people are like that. And most ADHD people. A fight cuddle. Yes. Like, fuck you, but hug me. Anyway, an ad break is about to start in 30 seconds. And that is very good, because I need to pee. So, have fun with the ad break. And I'm gonna go take a quick toilet break. Where's my be right back scene? There it is. Ba-da-ba-da-boom, boom. Hello, I have returned, and so have the ad break. Hello. Okay. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. As soon as we talk about trash TV, I get advertisement on RTL too. No. But yeah, ethical dilemmas. What I was thinking about with ethical dilemmas, do you know about the trolley problem? Like, isn't the trolley problem also an ethical dilemma? And that reminds me of another thing that we could do on stream. Like, there is a test online with a lot of different trolley problems where you have to answer what you would do. And it's very funny. Also, isn't there like, there was another website that did like tests about self-driving cars. Like, it puts you in the position of a self-driving car, and it puts you into two different scenarios. Like, there's a person walking over the street, and there's a, I don't know, bomb to the left. What should the car do? Drive into the bomb, killing the driver, or yeet the person walking over the street, killing them but saving the driver? And you have to decide what the self-driving car should do. Which is an insane example, because I couldn't think of an actual example. But like, that is ethical dilemmas too, isn't it? But that's like funny ethical dilemmas. If it's serious ethical dilemmas, then no, that's not fun. I'd say slight disagree mostly. But if it is funny ethical dilemmas like the trolley problem, then it's funny. But yeah, I don't know. Nessa, do you know the trolley problem? I think everyone knows the trolley problem, but like the website. Maybe I should put that into your React recommendations. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. That is not true. Usually prefer to be around others. No, I think mostly I prefer to be alone. Like, if I have the choice to be either alone or with someone else, I'd probably choose to be alone, because no matter how comfortable I am with a person, if someone is perceiving me, I feel at least slightly weird. Because I'm always like, okay, this is a social setting, be normal. Even in friend situations where I'm like, you know that I'm clinically insane, I'm still like, okay, I gotta be at least somewhat normal. But when I'm on my own, I can just do random singing or do random noises as much as I want, and I'm not gonna annoy anyone. Yes, I know, and yes, please, that will be fun. Okay. But yeah, like, I prefer to be on my own because I'm more chaotic on my own. I mean, I do sing a lot on my own, but I don't think anyone else has ever heard me sing, because I do not sing on, well, if we ignore that I've sung Never Gonna Give You Up on the stream because of that run redeem. But otherwise, I never sing when other people can hear me. Though I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, because with the song I'm currently learning on the guitar, I definitely want to sing to it as well. Problem for future me. I'm not gonna get good enough on the guitar in like the next 2 months to sing at the same time too. Someday I'm gonna make guitar covers where I'm gonna be singing too. 2 songs that I want to cover, or like currently want to do, is Forwards, Back and Rebound and Rises the Moon, because I need to do that song. Not only is it like one of my favorite songs, but it's so fitting. Like, Rises the Moon. It's me. I'm the moon. I'm rising. No. How dare you? Is that just the entire text again? Did I sing it again? No, I cannot. It was embarrassing the first time. And I did get a claim from it, or like a copyright claim. Maybe I need to make it even more expensive. How many points do you have? Fuck it, I'm just... Mute the music. I'm gonna sing a bit of it, not all of it, and I'm not gonna pull out the music again. I wonder, if I start singing now, is it gonna claim me? You have a lot. What is a lot? Give me a number. What is a lot? I'm gonna sing without music, and I'm gonna sing fast. Can I sing without music? I don't know it by heart, I feel like. It feels weird to just start singing. That's why I don't sing. Why do you do this to me? I said I'm gonna honor all the rewards, but I feel so fucking weird about it. Why do you do this? You can just read it, and then Twitch will let it happen. I mean, I could just read it, but the purpose of Text to Moon is that I give my best to do voice acting for it, or whatever it is, so... We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Got it! I did it. It's only embarrassing at the start. I feel like once you get into it, it's fine. Though I don't know how good... I feel like my pitch control is awful. I feel like oftentimes when I start singing, I'm like... because I don't find the pitch. But yeah. How often am I gonna have to sing Never Gonna Give You Up? We're on the second time now. Redeem Rise as the Moon. I like singing that one. No, actually don't. Don't. Never mind. I'm not gonna give you ideas. Because I am trying to learn how to sing Rise as the Moon. Because it's a super comfy song. And I feel like... You know... moving on. I'm not gonna give you more ideas. Usually prefer to be on others rather than on your own. Disagree. I love being alone. Not lonely, but whenever I'm comfortable, I just like being alone and silly. I mean, one small, maybe embarrassing secret. Is it a secret? Not anymore, I'm tired of telling about it. But what I do a lot is I actually like to record myself and listen back to the recording and have a dialogue with myself, because it's fun to talk to future me like it's a different person. Maybe that's weird. But I have done that on multiple occasions where I'm just like, okay, I want to talk to someone about this, but it's 4 AM and I don't want to annoy anyone at 4 AM. So I'm just like, okay, hit the recording, turn on the VTuber model, then I have like 10 minutes of ranting, and then the next day I'm gonna listen back to it, and it's like, oh, look, past me is ranting about shit. And then I'm reacting to it. Is that silly? Is that insane? I don't know. But I also feel like it helps because, you know, a lot of people do journaling and do journals, like write down what they did the day and stuff. But I'm too... I think journaling is too boring. I cannot concentrate on writing like on a notebook or something, or writing down my thoughts and feelings about the day. But what I can do is hop into OBS, press recording, and just yap to myself for 10 minutes. So what I do instead of journaling, I have yap sessions with myself. It's perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. Good alternative if you do not like journaling. Or if you're too ADHD to actually write down your thoughts, just start yapping. And then start listening to yourself, because it's much more fun if you have like... Also, when you write in a journal, your writing usually doesn't capture the emotions. But if something like amazing or like shitty happened in a day, and you just sit down to record yourself, you have all the emotions right then and there too. Because words convey more stuff than just the words themselves. The way I say them, the way I speak, has so much more like hidden stuff behind it. And being able to look at past me, seeing how I thought about stuff and how I talked about stuff, reveals a lot about how anxious I was about things. For example, I have Yap sessions where I was like worried about the whole ADHD shit because the doctors stressed me so much with how much garbage they were throwing at me. And it's kind of cool to have that in recording form. Maybe it's weird, but it's me. SCP at the age of 3. No, not 3. I was what, 10, 12? That's perfectly normal age. But SCP at the age of 3 made you like that, but I love it. I read books and talked to myself while doing it, so it's kind of the same. Yeah. Okay, but I feel like there's an extra step too. Like, talking to yourself, that is what a lot of people do. Recording yourself talking to yourself and listening to it back a day later, I feel like that's the next step of insanity. I have never heard of that before. Like, I've never heard of anyone else doing that before. I think I've recommended that to Lucas once as like a method to journal. Because it helps me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of like therapy when I just talk about my own issues and then re-listen to these a day later with like a new mindset, or like when I'm in a not depressive mood. Like, it is kind of like therapy, but I'm the therapist and the therapy goer at the same time. I need a therapist. I'd love to see that recordings. I would be yapping with your recordings. You mean my recordings where I talk about random shit? No, that's private. So some of the stuff I have on recording form should never fucking enter the public space. And I'm not gonna go into why. But yeah. Moving on. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Disagree. Theoretical shit can be very fun. I mean, like, depends on like the theory they're talking about, like, it can be super interesting. When facts and feelings conflict you usually find yourself following your heart. Yes. Because oftentimes, even if it's factually the wrong choice, if you feel better about it, it's gonna be better in the long term. Like, sometimes just do what feels right, even if it's not the most logical. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule? Yes. Yes. Like, I'm not consistent at all. It depends highly on how I'm feeling. Like, I could have a good week and overwork myself, because whenever I'm having a good week, I use that to my best ability. Or I have a bad week and I'm not doing shit. Or, what happens, since I have left HDK, I'm just in a burnout and don't do shit for half a year. But that half a year break was important. I focused on mental health and I fucking got ADHD medication, finally. So worth it. But yeah, I need to start doing more game depth. I haven't done shit in half a year. And I'm kinda sad about it. Oh, but I also, like, I focused a lot of on streaming like the half year. And I'm glad I did, because streaming is fucking fun. But yeah, recording 1. I hate Nessa, but I can't tell her that. Recording 2. Nessa is coming at me for hating her. Recording 3. Maybe I like Nessa a little because she likes Yapping. Oh, yes. Oh. That has the same, like... I don't know what energy it has, but like, that's, yeah. That's very, very important. Oh, like... I feel that. I don't know how to express it, but yes. Isn't that also like that joke, like... okay, let me organize my thoughts. I don't know what meme I'm thinking of. I have a very abstract concept of a meme in my head, but I cannot actually put it into words. Why is my mind so weird? What am I thinking about? Also an interaction between like future and past you. Like, it could be that my future version is currently talking shit about me, but joke's on her because I'm gonna ruin her life. Or something along the lines of that was the meme. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, future, past, and current me, they are all constantly interacting. Does that count as multiple personalities? No. Kind of. I mean, depending on your mood, you are kind of a different person. At least I am. I do often feel like my depressed version of me and my happy version of me, like they're two different persons. I know they're not, like, in practice they're not different persons, but it's like I act so different whether I'm having a depresso day or I'm having a happy day. Which almost makes me feel like I'm two different people at some points. Which is weird. But it's just like, depending on your mood, you look at the world in a whole different way. Yes, I think I know. Perfect. I'm making some sense. I'm not gonna be put into a insanity room. You find it challenging to maintain consistency. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yes, agree. You rarely second guess choices that you have made. Disagree. Always second guessing. Even third and fourth guessing. Fifth guessing. In most extreme cases too. I'm never gonna stop second guessing myself. But it's good. Gotta keep my mind challenged by second guessing myself, I guess. Gotta keep my mind sharp and smart by asking myself difficult questions, like what did I do an hour ago? Or what did I eat yesterday? Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. Would you? Would you describe me as lively and outgoing? It depends on which day we're talking about. Lively? Maybe. Outgoing? No. Nessa, answer this one for me. Am I lively and outgoing? How would I answer that for myself? I mean, I'm lively. I'm not outgoing. If there's an emoji to describe me, it's this one. I'm hiding. Maybe small agree. Or middle. Do we take small agree or middle? Nessa, what are your thoughts about it? Small agree or middle? Or big agree? I mean, you said lively, yes, but that's the same conclusion I already had. I don't know how big the stream delay is. Oh, I'm dropping frames. Why the fuck am I dropping frames? I hope that was someone early in the stream. Because apparently I dropped 180 frames, which is not good. Small, I guess. Okay, perfect. You are drawn to various forms of creative expressions, such as writing. Very big agree. If I don't create something creative, I get depressed. I need to create something, or either I'm unhappy. I cannot live without creating something. So you have to type in German and translate. It takes time. Fair enough. You're not as fluent in English, I guess, as we all else are. I mean, you know, part of the reason why I even started streaming is because I wanted an excuse to talk more in English. Because I felt like my English wasn't good enough yet. At least I wasn't as fluent. Every time I talk to like native English people, like be it Bluish Green Productions, like who's Canadian, I felt like I was a bit awkward because I couldn't construct my sentences in English as quickly as I wanted to. Or my grammar would often fall apart, like while I'm talking. I'm very good at writing in English and listening in English. I mean, everything I do is in English. But talking wasn't that good yet. And my pronunciation at times still sucks. But it's gotten worlds better since I've started streaming. Because having a reason to like at least once a week talk 3 hours English helps so fucking much. I understand every word you are saying. I can read fluent English, but I can't type or speak a fucking word. I was like, I could type a lot, but I couldn't speak a lot because I didn't speak a lot of English because I didn't know English people. Or I did know English people, but I interacted with them only in text. And because I want to get better at it, I'm streaming in English. That's one of the main reasons why I'm speaking English. I mean, another reason is just because English feels more comfortable, and to be honest, German, I feel like German is a weird language. I don't know. But German feels weirder than English. That just might be me. But I feel more comfortable like expressing myself in English. I feel like the way English sounds and the way English words work, it's easier to express myself in English than in German. If I ever find a therapist, like, could I convince my therapist to talk English with me? I feel like I would be better at therapy if I'm in English. Or that's the extra challenge. I'm gonna have to learn in therapy how to express my emotions and shit in German too. English is the better language. That's why I read all my books in English. Ooh. Yes, English is just better. German is weird. Also, I hope you cannot hear my chair because it sounds awful. I often write in English with Simon about things because English sounds way better. Yeah, it does. Okay, so you understand. I switch back and forth like between English and German relatively without rhyme or reason. Sometimes even in the same sentence whenever I'm typing with Ash or Nick or so. I don't know. There is no rhyme or reason. I know that I never speak fully 100% German, because I often throw in like a couple English words or a couple English sentences. And I only notice that I do that because my mom doesn't understand a single word of English. And every time I threw in like an English word or an English little sentence, my mom would be very confused about it. And that's why I noticed that like I'm not talking fully 100% German ever. There are some words in English that I always throw in. But yeah, bilingual moment. I would love to talk in English more, but you wouldn't understand a thing I'm saying. But I would love to learn. I mean, everything you've talked in English so far, like in streams and stuff, yeah, the pronunciation wasn't perfect, but it was perfectly understandable. Like if you were to talk in English from what I've heard so far, I would be perfectly okay to understand you. So it wouldn't be an issue. I mean, your pronunciation could use some work, but if you don't talk a lot of English, that's to be expected. I mean, even mine used to take a lot more work. It still takes some work on some certain words. But you just gotta talk more. That's the problem. It's never gonna get better. Only if you start talking English a lot, it's gonna get better. And that brings me to another thought about talking more, and it's gonna start bad and get better in the future. I need to start voice training. I've been on HRT for like 1 year now, and I'm beginning to kind of look more feminine, even though like the hair loss I have suffered already before I was on HRT is not doing me any favors. But like, I'm starting to look more feminine. I did get recognized as a woman a couple times in public already. But the moment I start talking, they're like, oh, wait, sorry, I thought you were a woman. Like, and then I'm like, no, please, no, see me as a woman, no. And then when I say, like, I am a woman, it usually gets weird. And I'm like, no, why? Why? I just gotta learn how to talk feminine. But the problem is, voice training, HRT isn't gonna help with my voice. Voice training is something that I'm just gonna have to commit to. And I'm gonna have to commit to that for a long time, because for at least like half a year or so, it's gonna suck. It's gonna sound awful, and it's gonna sound very bad. But if I don't someday commit to it and start talking, like learning voice training and talking feminine, I'm never gonna get to a feminine voice. And I wanna get there someday. But I'm too embarrassed. I just gotta commit to it one day. By the way, you wrote a lot, wait. I was reading that shit, that's different. I have to think about what I'm saying. Wait. I lost the context of what that message was for. I was reading that shit. That's different. I don't have to think about what I'm saying. Oh, you mean when you read English sentences? Okay, I guess that makes sense. So your problem would be just constructing sentences in English, like if you don't see the text before you. I can see that. I mean, that's part of the reason why I started streaming in English, because I struggled with that a bit too. I had often like moments where I kind of knew what I wanted to say, but I first had to construct the sentence in German, translate it to English in my brain, and then speak the translated sentence out in English. And just the mental delay that you could hear led to awkward pauses in conversations. And I wanted to get rid of that. And by now I've gotten rid of that. But I do notice still that when I talk to native English people, or when I listen back to some recordings on my stream, that some of my words sound slurred or just have the, like German accent, which makes them hard to understand. But I feel like you can't really hear my German accent anymore. I mean, 3 people already have guessed that I was French. Which is, I don't know where that comes from. But apparently I have a somewhat French accent too. Let's learn together. I will talk English with you and you will voice train. I'd like to say yes, but I'm still too embarrassed to say yes. Also, I still need to learn the theory of how voice training works. Like, I kind of can modulate my voice, but I don't understand the whole thing about vocal folds or talking softer, what it's supposed to do. Like, I can talk higher, I can modulate my voice in weird ways, but nothing gets me closer to a feminine voice. Because I don't actually understand what parts of your throat you're supposed to use. I mean, I know about raising larynx and shit, and I don't know, it's very confusing. I was thinking about reading my books to myself to get better at it, get used to it. That's a good idea too. Just to, like, start talking, to get used to pronouncing shit. But yeah, someday I'm gonna start. Most likely I'm gonna start really voice training once I live on my own again. Because there's this odd sense of worry that I'm training, like, voice training in my room. And, I don't know, my brother or my mother comes in, which is gonna be, weird. I mean, they would understand, I guess, but it's still awkward. If that makes sense. Anyway, where were you? Usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. How do I answer that one? I mean, that's once again like a question of... I weigh them both in. Like, I look at the facts, sure. But I also... That's a good idea. Thank you, corroded cat. Gotta stay hydrated. I'm yapping so much. Okay, the witch is rehydrated. Thank you. Gotta keep my throat hydrated. But I feel embarrassed when someone hears me speak. Excuse me. I feel embarrassed when someone hears me speaking, so I understand what you mean. Interesting. I guess maybe it's the same in that regard. I think the fact you're sitting there going, well, I do XYZ leans more into the objective facts, in my opinion. That is a good point. But, like, my thing is, I like to weigh in the factual facts and also look at my emotions and weigh them in, like, similarly, because emotions are as important as facts, depending on what we're talking about. You can't just ignore emotions if the facts, like, disagree with it. Sometimes if your emotions disagree with it, there might be an underlying fact or something that is actually important. It shouldn't be disregarded. Another example, I guess, if I buy something and I look at 2 different products, and factually one of the products is better than the other one, but the other product, like, emotionally, like, looks better, or I feel like it looks more comfortable or whatever, I'm gonna go with the choice that I feel is emotionally better, rather than what would be factually better. So I think, like, in my final decisions, I value emotional impressions a bit higher than facts. Because in the end, no matter how factually good stuff is, or how good, like, it makes sense factually and logically, emotions are important. I'd say slight disagree, because I'm very middle of the road, but emotions are important. Yeah, middle of the road, kind of, but more emotions, because I feel like my final decision is being led by emotions. If it's a middle of the road thing. You like to have a to-do list for each day? No, that's insanity. I don't know who makes a to-do list for each day. Like, how do you even have the energy for that? If I were to make a to-do list, like, during the middle of the day, it usually would have probably been discarded already. Because I'm too chaotic. Yeah, disagree. You rarely feel insecure. Big disagree. I'm very insecure about a lot of stuff. Mainly, like, one example that I've just yapped about, my voice. Like, I'm fine with my voice, but like, once I start voice training, I'm gonna be so fucking insecure about it. Like, now, I'm fine with, like, people telling me, like, my voice either sounds weird or does not sound like a trans woman, because I haven't done any work for it yet, so obviously it's not gonna sound good yet. But like, once I start voice training, and it doesn't sound good, that's when I'm gonna get insecure about it. Because then I'm putting effort in it. It's the same about, like, when I had my coding stream. If I were to code game dev and someone judges my C# code, I'm gonna feel insecure about that because I've been coding in C# for 8 years. And it hurts if someone judges my C# code. But when I stream Squeeps and like, they judge my Squeeps code because, like, it's JavaScript and the Squeeps API, I'm not gonna feel insecure about that because I've been playing Squeeps for 4 days. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know JavaScript, and I don't know the Squeeps API. Obviously it's gonna suck. Like, it depends. The more effort I put into something, the more insecure I'm about it. I have to work 40 hours a day. When would I have time for a to-do list every day? Fair point. Your to-do list is go to work. That's it. But that's enough. That's already, like, I don't know how you're not exhausted after 14 days. For me, it's a good day if I even manage to stay awake for 14 hours, not gonna lie. Like, I usually take a nap during the day or I sleep like 10 hours. So, yeah, 14 hours just being awake is an achievement. I think people are mean to you over that you should turn them into a cube. Tungsten cube. Get turned into tungsten cube. Or the golden cube. The remote golden cube. The weird eldritch object. But yeah, obviously, like, if people are mean about it, screw them. Why are you mean? It's not gonna make me any less insecure, though. Big disagree, by the way, here. You avoid making phone calls? Yes, I fucking hate phone calls. But it's actually not the phone call themselves. One thing that I noticed, I hate making phone calls with my phone. But if I would be able to make phone calls over my PC, I would be much more comfortable about it, because the biggest thing that I hate about phone calls is the quality sucks. Every time I have a phone call, it's like sometimes I mishear stuff, sometimes they mishear stuff, and it's so awkward and it's so painful. Oh, it's a goodbye hat. It's like, I hate phone calls. They sound awful. All I want to do is use my cool microphone and my cool headset and talk to people, like make phone calls over the PC. Why phone calls are awkward and they have bad quality. And I have trouble understanding people over the phone. That's why I hate making them. Also, if someone calls me, I'm getting terrified, because why the fuck is someone calling me? That bitch. But yeah, I'm usually like, assume if someone calls me, they either don't know me, because everyone that knows me should know I'm terrified of phone calls, or it's an emergency. And both scenarios are not good. Oh no, I absolutely get that. I still think you should cube them for being rude. Yes. Haters get cubed. Also, hi Bambi, how are you doing? How are you doing, cutie? Wait, obligatory. Wait a second. Wait. Get shaken. Head must be removed for optimal head petting. Yes, yes, optimal head petting. By the way, Bunby, have you seen I made a new emote? Where is it? Look, I have a lurk emote now. It's so cute. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm slowly getting better at art. This is so much better than my first emote I did. Like, I feel like just the comparison between this one and this one is so much better. Yes, I meant to reply to your message, but I've been a stinky mess. But that's fine. I'm just assuming that you're a busy bunny. Like, don't worry about it. And I mean, I have forgotten to reply to people like multiple months in a row too, so I get it. It happens. Sometimes I see a message, I mean to reply, something distracts me, and then I never look at the message again. Sometimes I even have like a pre-typed answer still in the fucking reply bar, but I never hit enter. And it's like, shit, why am I like this? I feel like such a bad person, but it happens. And yeah, just, I understand fully. Don't worry. It just happens. But I'm getting better at art, even though I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm happy that I'm getting better about it. And I need to make more emotes. I need to make like a list of emotes that I want to draw. Because I have 6 more slots. And I want to fill them all up. Technically I have 12, but the other 6 are animated. And I feel like making an animated emote is a bit too daunting of a task. But yeah, I avoid making phone calls if I can. Like, my usual vibe is, this phone call could have been an email. I have so many slots to fill soon. Wait, how many slots do you have by now? Like, how many? You get like 2 extra slots for every 10 abos you get or something? I don't know. I unlocked 1 extra slot recently for Twitch because I reached like a 10 abo high score or something. You have 11 empty slots, damn. But then that comes with a new issue. Now you have to make emails. I'm fine with making emails. Emails are okay. Emails are kind of weird because I don't know how to talk in emails, but at this point I've just accepted that everyone is fine with my weird emails. They're maybe unprofessional, they may be too short and I'm skipping stuff like, hey, I'm this and this and hey, have a blessed day or something. I'm just like, hey, hard dog, my ADHD dog is being ass, please fix this. And then my ADHD dog is like the absolute biggest hero, doesn't answer even in an email, he just sends back the document that I needed. It's just a document in an empty email that he rewrote within an hour, which is such a cool move. Like, my cardiologist is awesome and helped me like a lot with getting the ADHD shit sorted out. But it's like, once I'm unprofessional over email, usually the other doctor or whoever I'm trying to email replies in a much more chill way too, so maybe everyone is a bit happier if the email is weird. If I start off being weird, they are more comfortable with being weird too. Maybe. But accidentally putting colon 3 in a professional email, oopsie. I do that too. I use emoticons in emails too. I mean, sometimes I notice that, but why remove them? Like, that's my way to show emotions. I want to show them like, hey, me happy. This is a positive email. Without any emotional indicators, they can sound cold. And people have always, like, used different stuff, or emotional indicators. Like, boomers use, like, multiple dots or, like, ellipses or stuff to indicate pauses and stuff. Every generation has their own way of typing to specifically get emotions over text. Our generation, and, like, our style is emoticons. Why shouldn't they belong in emails too? No one has complained yet that I use emoticons in emails. I don't feel like any doctor is like, okay, Artemis here has used, or I should say maybe Moon. Moon here has used a smiley face in her email. No, we're not gonna take that seriously. Like, everyone just accept that. I've never gotten an emoticon back though. The day I get an emoticon from a doctor is gonna be a good day. I'm gonna be like happy about it for an hour. I feel this will be me one day. Beat this today. Start doing it today. Start using emoticons and emails. We can change the email world. We can change email culture. We're gonna be entering I'm gonna be entering the workforce soon. And I'm gonna use emoticons and emails. Be the change you wanna see. I did it so many times in my previous job. No matter how much I tried not to do it, I just did it naturally. I can't stop myself either. Once I saw my project manager used XD in a message, the floodgates opened. Yes, let's go. Here's your request database. Yes, be the change. Emails can be fun. But yes. Personality test. What are we here? You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. Yes, learning new stuff is always cool. Especially if it's like something that seems weird at first. Because if it's like something that seems weird, and I don't really understand it but it intrigues me, it triggers an ADHD side quest in my brain. I get like super focused on whatever I'm like, new information I just got, and will spend the next 2 hours researching it way more than I should. I mean, one example, like, on me, when you mentioned that, what was it, like, what was the thing that triggered my ADHD side quest? Was it, like, sleep medication, something about that? Melatonin! When you mentioned that melatonin is, like, heavily restricted in the UK, that triggered a big ADHD side quest for me where I started researching all about it for the, like, next 2 or 3 hours. And stuff like that happens. Or another thing that just recently happened is I found a bug in Vintage Story, and at first I found something that was confusing in Vintage Story, so I went into creative mode, figured out why it's confusing. I found out it's a bug, and I got so invested into it, I made a YouTube video about it, and I made a bug report about it, because I got way too invested into it, even though it's just like a very, very tiny visual bug. But yeah, ADHD side quest, that's what it is. Me when I remember things like barrel eye fish exists. What is barrel eye fish? What is that? Let me Google that. What is a barrel eye fish? Who the fuck is this? Who are you? Do they have a transparent head? Excuse me? Do they just look like that? Are those its eyes? That's crazy. They look so funky. They do. Their eyes also actually inside the head. What? Okay, that's something that I gotta look up after stream too. That's another side quest, because this fish looks funky. A lot of fish and like sea creatures look funky as fuck. Sea creatures are weird, especially the deeper you go. Like physically deeper. But yeah, unfamiliar ideas, reappearance, very hard agree. Wait, I'm hydrating a second. I haven't talked all day and suddenly I'm in full yapping mode. My throat is fighting back. It's okay. My overuse will just is more training for my throat. It's important. The front of the head is like a diver's helmet, but they peek from the inside. Yeah, they look like a submarine. Or a spaceship. Anyway, next. You can easily connect with people you have just met. That highly depends. If I connect with a person like instantly, that's because you got a mental illness that I also have, usually. Like, if we connect instantly, you either have ADHD or autism. It's like Spidey sense, like, oh, you're like me. But if I have nothing in common with the person, like, I don't know how to talk to them. I'm awkward as shit. But it depends. If it's another person that is also like as chaotic as me, can connect easily. But like, how do you answer like a depends question? I'd say I don't usually connect with people fast because I'm socially awkward. But certain people I connect with so quickly. Something throat training. No. I mean, we can, like, what am I trying to say? Words, like voice training shit. I gotta voice train someday. I gotta do it. Someday I'm gonna do it, but I'm too embarrassed. Which was a Yap session already. I think they mainly hunt jellyfish, so having the eyes covered is pretty helpful to this. Make sure they aren't stung. It is cool, it is useful. Also, interesting. So, do they actually look through their transparent head? Weird. Also cool. I'm just built different, incorrectly. Same. Big same. At first I thought you didn't like me, and then I realized that we are the same. Wait, like me that I didn't like you, or in what way? Or is that just like a general statement? Okay, what's the next one here? If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. No, if the plans are interrupted, they were bad. Change plans. Usually. Depends on what the plan is. I hate that every answer, like every question is like, depends. Because that's what it does. It depends. Everything's a situation to situation basis. You can't just do like one answer for stuff. But it's like, get back on track as soon as possible. So if we take game development, if I'm like, okay, this is my game development plan, we need to have done this and this by this and this time frame, and I notice that, okay, the like level generation took way too long, and we gotta divert the plan a bit to get back on track, then yes, that's important, but that is project management. And I feel like project management is a bit different than actual plans, because it's like, okay, let's say we have a plan for like a fun day, like we want to go outside and do fun stuff. If the plan is interrupted or like weird stuff happens, go with it, because you don't need to make plans for that, like they can be interrupted. If it's important, get back on track. If not, be flexible. I say slight agree. No, slight disagree. I like changing plans more. If the plans are getting interrupted, they were probably not that good to begin with. Because plans should take interruptions and diversions into account. At least good plans. Also, they actually look upwards towards the sky. Scientists think they can look in pretty much any direction, but we've only found ones looking up right now. Oh. It is similar to like a person sitting in a like fighter cockpit or in a submarine where you can just look around everywhere. It's weird. It's so cool. I thought when we met that you found me strange. Interesting. I never found you strange, and I don't know how you got that impression. What was our first? I don't remember how we first met. Oh, do you still remember? Was it in D&D? Or did we meet somewhere else on a Discord server? I don't remember our first meeting, so I cannot actually judge that. Then we exchanged a few sentences and it was clear to me that we were the same level of stupid. Okay, good. I don't remember the first interaction, sadly. Brain bee soup. We met in the first D&D session, so we did meet in D&D. I remember more about my first D&D session, what I did as Darkham, but I don't remember how I interacted with you all. because I was so focused on like taking notes and trying to be my D&D character that I don't remember much from our first interactions. But I guess that's fine. My memory isn't that good. Oh, but yeah, plans interrupted. Slight disagree. We are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Very big agree. Mistakes haunt me. Like, even if I have processed the mistake, and even if I have acknowledged that, yeah, it happened, it sucked, I made a mistake, but it's fine because everyone makes mistakes. Randomly at 3 AM, the memory will get re-triggered, and it will hurt. It's like a psychic attack, because my brain likes torturing me. It just happens. I don't know if that is a normal human experience, or if that is something that I need to bring up with a therapist too. But I feel like most people like have these weird before going bed thoughts, like remembering embarrassing moments from the past. It happens. I mean, bothered, yeah. I'm still bothered by old mistakes. But I have learned by now that I should recognize that if I'm bothered by a mistake or something, it's important to recognize, like, maybe you gotta remember the time you didn't have all the informations. Sometimes you make mistakes because you didn't have the all the informations. You shouldn't torture yourself about it. Because I did that in the past, like, where I was like, oh, why did I do that? That was stupid. I'm so dumb. But no, I wasn't. If I remember more about it, I did the right choice that I thought was right at the time, even though it turned out to be wrong. But I should still recognize or remember that I thought it was the right thing based on limited information. And the fact that I would have chosen differently with new information means that it doesn't make me bad as a person because the mistake happened due to misinformation or missing information. And you shouldn't beat yourself up about a mistake that you did because you didn't have all the information. If that makes sense. That's something if you people like that are listening struggle with that. Gotta learn and remember. Also, we had our first conversation as Darkham and Vienne. I mean, Darkham and Vienne at the start didn't like each other. But maybe kind of, but we fought like, what, was it the first or second D&D session with Darkham and Vienne? I don't know when it was, but the first Darkham trauma was because of Vienne. And I have written that down in Darkham's journal still. But yeah, I don't know which D&D session it was. You're not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. Depends on the theory, but usually we are very far off when we think about the future. I mean, do you remember how the 60s or 80s like thought the 2020s were gonna be? Flying cars, awesome shit and stuff, nuclear cars or stuff. And now we're here with TikTok brain rot and AI that is poisoning the internet. The future's unpredictable. But it's still fun to discuss about it. Fun depending on what kind of future we're looking at. If we just take a little glance at America and look at that future, it's like, no, I do not want to guess the theories about what's gonna happen there. What is America doing? Like, yeah, it depends on what theories we're discussing. I'd say disagree mostly, because if we're talking about fun future stuff, that is cool. Or just sci-fi possibilities. Darkham tried to kill me in the second session. Okay, yeah, that's what I remembered. Darkham wanted to blast you right then and there for stealing the dagger. Because it triggered Darkham's biggest fear of trapping us inside a small enclosed room that filled up with water, which is one of Darkham's biggest fears, since, you know, he's a miner. And a lot of what I research about mining in general and dwarven culture, how I imagine it, is there are aquifers that you could hit that flood tunnels with water, which is how I imagine a lot of Darkham's people died in the past, or in the mines. in the Ashen Fortress, which is why I made that part of Darkheim's trauma. But I'm not sure if I actually ever got into that in actual D&D. I know I mentioned that with Zonia about my backstory building and about the Ashen Fortress's like politics and shit. But did I ever talk about it with the other D&D characters? Don't think so. Maybe I did. But going back to personality quests, emotions. Didn't I just talk about something else? I don't remember what I talked about. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Big hard agree. My emotions are chaotic. They are very quickly to change, and I have no control over them. And I had to learn that logic cannot control emotions because that's two different parts of the brain. Also, we are about to have an ad break. And because I'm drinking a lot, because I'm talking a lot, I also need to piss a lot, so I'm gonna take a break as well. So everyone that's listening, take a break, walk around, drink, eat, food. Goodbye, see you soon. Hola, I have returned. And so is the ad break. Yeah, I just realized we've been yapping for 2 hours. I thought I'm gonna do the test real quick, have like 1 or 2 side yap discussions, because obviously if I'm taking personality quiz, there's gonna be like 1 or 2 yap sessions. But like 2 hours, what the fuck? I thought I'm gonna play some Noita after this, but no, I'm gonna end stream after that once we're done. But one another thing I want to do is I want to do the trolley problem, like the moral dilemma thingy. But we're gonna do that another stream too then. Guess that means future plans. Which means you gotta follow me to stick around. In 30 minutes I have to go watch WWE. We have to get this done until then. Okay, speedrun. I mean, we're almost done. I think, wait, how far are we? 78%. So, let's lock in. Let's stop. No, I'm not gonna stop yapping. If the yapping happens, the yapping happens. When making decisions, you feel you focus more on what the effect people might feel than organize my brain. What am I reading? When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient. Focus more. I love this yapping stream. Thank you, I guess. At least my yapping is somewhat interesting. Though your yapping stream has been really interesting too. It's very fun to just yap. Like as both the watcher and the streamer. It's so much fun to just yap about random shit. But okay. Focus more on how the affected people might feel than what is most logical or efficient. I don't know. Like, it's both important. How people feel is important and should be read into what you do. But you shouldn't disregard logic based purely on how people feel. I don't like these questions because I do both. You gotta put both of them and weigh them together. One isn't more important than the other. I guess if you're looking at that, it says focus more on how the affected people might feel. Disagree? Because I don't focus on one thing more than the other one necessarily. Like, I'm gonna take people's feelings into account. 100%, even 200%. Maybe even give them more weight than actual logical reasons, because at the end, if it affects people, people's feelings are very important. But I'm not gonna focus on it. No, that's exactly what the question is asking, isn't it? Never mind, I agree. Yeah, if people's feelings are affected, obviously I'm gonna focus on them more. This feels like a weird question. Anyway. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy, rather than organized or consistent efforts. Yes, because I had the same problem with us answering the questions. I mean, a lot of them like very general, because I would love if they give me like an example or something. If personality quiz gave me an example of what would you do in this scenario? Like, would you rather act more this way or that way? Because having a specific example changes the answer. But my work style definitely is very, very organized around my spontaneous bursts of energies. I have mood swings, I have depresso days. If I have a depressing day, I'm not gonna do shit. If I have like a day where I'm feeling very good and have a lot of energy, I'm gonna try to cramp in as much work and as much as I have to do into that one day, because I know I'm not gonna have an energized day every day. So yes. Is that a good thing that I do? No, probably I'm burning myself out by cramming as much as I can possibly when I am able to work. But I have survived so far, and it has worked so far. And maybe with ADHD medication, now it's gonna get better. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Imposter syndrome. Yes, kind of. It especially, I feel that way when someone meets me on like a good day Or if someone meets me and thinks like, ooh, Moon is so cool, like, look, she has games in her bio, like, look, she made so much stuff. And they're like, if someone is impressed by that, it's like, I feel flattered, but also, that's the collected effort of everything I did all my life. Obviously, it's gonna look kind of cool, but in a day-to-day, I don't do that much stuff. I'm not that impressive as I look in the first second you meet me on my channel. Though I do agree, my games are cool. Check out my games. I need to make more. But yeah, do I even have Evo Strike linked? Wait, let me look at my own. What does my bio even say about me? Wait a second. It's been so long since I looked at this. Hello, I'm Artemis. Trans game left the West been late, too lazy to voice train. True. So I still sound masculine, relatively chill with a side of ADHD. I don't know if relatively chill, it depends on the stream. Relatively chaotic probably fits me better. With a side of ADHD and other not yet diagnosed neurospiciness. Yes, I say not diagnosed because I'm pretty sure I have autism or at least something along the lines of that. I feel like all of my friends would agree. But it's not diagnosed. And if it's not diagnosed, I'm not going to write that down officially somewhere. And I didn't write down depression because depression doesn't sound fun. Like, ADHD at least is kind of fun as a streamer, because like half of all streamers have ADHD. It's like almost a requirement to have a funny stream. But like writing down depression, even though it is diagnosed, not fun. What fun facts are there about depression? Like, no. Wait, what do I have here? I have HIO linked, but I don't have Evo Strike linked. I want to link Evo Strike. I need to make advertisements for my Steam game. I already read that, yeah. Yes. I do wonder that a lot. Mostly because I feel like the stuff, it's always just like you post the best stuff when you're online, and it's usually like a lot better than you actually are in person. Because yeah, obviously, why would you post shit stuff online? You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Yes, if it isn't overwhelming. If I know what I'm doing, and if the job is relatively easy and understandable, yes, let me work on my own. I'm much happier that way. But if the job is overwhelming and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, then no, please help me. I need someone to ask dumb questions at arm's length at all times. But if we're taking the optimal example, yes, I like working alone. I like working in my own pace and weird style. Be it making weird noises, be it stimming, be it listening to music and a podcast at the same time. Because if I work better that way, even if it's odd or unnormal, as long as I work, it's good. I believe pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. No, nothing is a waste of time. If you enjoy doing that, it's not a waste of time. Disagree. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places. Very hard disagree. I get very quickly overwhelmed if there's a lot of people. I don't like public spaces because so many noises, so many conversations, so much shit is happening. And I don't know which mental oddity I can attribute that to, but when I hear a conversation that people are having, I cannot drown that out. I will subconsciously listen to it, and I don't want to. I don't care about what they're talking about, but my brain is using like full processing power to listen to it, process what they're talking about. And it's like, I don't want to. Drown that out, please. I don't want to listen to that. But there's so many conversations happening at once, and I'm kind of hearing them all at the same time. And it's horrible. That's why I usually go wear headphones or something outside to just drown out a bit. I was thinking a long time about getting noise cancelling like earplugs. Like, what were they called? Like loop earplugs or something? Wait, let me Google that real quick. Were they called loop earplugs? Yes, they were. Nope. I don't want any cookies. Just let me look at the products. Here. These here. These are like earplugs that just do a bit of noise cancelling. I was thinking about getting them for a long time. But I don't know if they're actually like worth it, because I can just wear regular earbuds and not listen to any music, and it has a similar effect, doesn't it? Like, I don't know if I need these. But I was thinking about getting them. Yeah, no. Hard disagree. Quiet places are cozy. Quiet places are comfy. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. Yes. I mean, depends on what, but generally, hard agree. If it feels right, it probably is right. After leaving 10 minutes, be sure to send me the results if they... Oh, there's a whole nother page. You often feel overwhelmed. Yes. I just talked about that. Bustling places. You not being able to drown out side noises and shit. Overwhelmed's like my base state of being. I'm able to feel overwhelmed even if I'm bed rotting and doing nothing. My brain itself has enough thoughts in it to overwhelm me. That's how amazing I am. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Disagree. I often skip over steps because I think like, oh, I can figure it out, or I don't need to read every step of the recipe or something, or I don't need to listen to every step of the tutorial. I know how it works. I fail at it and then go back to the tutorial. Do I learn? No. I still skip over stuff. You prefer tasks that require you to come with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. Yes, if it's two concrete steps. Like for example, if I'm working a job and we have to follow like rigid stuff, rules and stuff. Not only is it overwhelming to remember all the rules, but it's also brain-numbingly annoying to just do them again and again for hours and hours. It's torture. I have only worked 3 months in my life so far, but I already never want to work in customer-oriented jobs again. Like, Nessa, I do not know how you work at a like gas station, but I worked 3 months at TK Maxx, at like a clothing store, and I lost faith in humanity a bit. The common person that goes shopping isn't really that good. Like a lot of people. Could just be because I worked in Hamburg, like a big city, but like the average person that goes clothes shopping is awful. I don't know why they're also like, they feel so high and mighty about it and treat workers like garbage. Why? We're just people. I can't sit in silence because my brain won't shut up if I do. My brain won't shut up no matter what happens. My brain is singing random songs in the background or thinking random thoughts in the middle of stuff even while I'm talking. The average customer is an idiot. Most people in retail who I've talked to. Yeah, it's... I don't know why. Like, wait. Working in retail is awful. I don't understand what is so difficult about just treating workers with some basic respect. It's like the first couple weeks working at the clothing store, I was flabbergasted by how, like, the audacity of some people. Like, I'm just standing there doing my job, like sorting some clothes. And this customer comes up with an armful of clothing. They throw it on the ground in front of me and then just walk away. I was stun-locked too long to even answer or like say something because like, how dare you? How dare you throw your bag of clothes in front of me? And it's like, it's too late. They're already gone. I can't even tell them that what they're doing is wrong. I just have to go pick it up now. But the audacity, how dare you? I could never even do that. Like, how do you do that? Also, hi Peach Punch. How are you doing? You're joining a very weird yapping session. I can soon report from the call center and the gas station. That will be fun. But yeah, working retail or in general customer-oriented jobs. So weird. The audacity of some people. That literally happened to my little brother on his first shift of his job as well. Oh god, it's horrible. Why is that common? Why do other people also have to experience that? I mean, there's more worse things that you can experience. I mean, we've been trained to do what happens if someone shits in the, like, changing room, so... People are weird. People that go buy clothing are very, very weird. Then okay, customers suck. Yes! I don't know why. Enough ranting about that. I want to get through the personality quest still today. It's been 2 hours already. 2.5. I've been spat on and thrown at so many times that I've lost count. That is fucking horrible. I will never understand how people can do shit like that. Spat on is crazy. Like, thrown, maybe I can see if people are angry and like assholes, but spat on? What? How? How would someone do that? We gotta move on. This is... Works in a call center and had someone call yesterday, I think. And she was fine for most of the call, and then when she got what she needed, she started yelling piss off. Weird. Yeah, call center people also have like the wildest stories to tell about. People in general that call centers are usually angry. I don't know. People treat workers with too little respect. And it usually is a lot worse than you would usually expect just hearing the stories, because learning that like in first-hand experience is weird. Oh, I wanted to move on, but like, okay, anti-maskers. Like, I worked during the Corona time, and you all have probably seen anti-masker videos of like people being like, I can't breathe with a mask, you're doing this and this and this is bodily harm or whatever, and I'm gonna sue you or shit. And on video it's like, okay, yeah, that person is crazy, that is maybe a kind of funny video seeing them melt down or like being like, why are people like that, that's weird. Seeing that in person is fucking scary. Having this Karen go up to you and be like, oh, I'm because of the mask, I'm gonna die here and it's gonna be your fault, and like being very just like confrontational about it. It's terrifying in person. Like, I'm so glad a manager came and took over and like didn't didn't take any of her bullshit, but in person it's terrifying, and I don't wanna meet these people ever again. But yeah. Corona time and masks. She wasn't like nice and was a little crabby. It matched her energy, and I think it just made her snap. Yeah, but we really gotta move on from that. I feel like we could talk hours about just customers, stories and shit. Here, next question. What are we on? You prefer tasks that require you to come... Oh yeah, I've been on that. That's how I even got into the job discussion. Yes, creative solutions. Let me think. Let me use my brain. It's more fun. You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. That's another one of these questions. Weigh both logic and emotions the same. Don't weigh one over the other. I don't know how to answer that. You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition. Am I more likely? I don't think so. I think if I'm making like a choice, I do try to use logical reasoning first. But it's hard to say. I'm gonna say very slight disagree. Last thing, let's say, it's nice as necessary, but if someone is snarky or whatever, it matches their energy, because how dare they be rude for no reason. That is very valid. If you're gonna do that, match the energy. Like, obviously, don't be as angry as them or snap too, but if they're sassy, be sassy back. Hopefully they'll get, like, the point you're trying to bring across. You struggle with deadlines. Yes. Well, no, yeah, but also I have never actually missed a deadline. Because usually the closer it gets, the more stressed I am, the more I start making all-nighters and actually getting shit done. And it's like, I struggle with deadlines, but so far I've always managed to keep them. Not in a healthy way. Maybe it's the other way around. Deadlines try to break me down, but they can't. They struggle with me. Because I have anxiety superpowers where I can do 10 times the amount of work, the more stressed I am. Yeah, but... how do I answer that? Like, yeah, deadlines are bad, but also if I don't have a deadline, I don't get shit done. Doing all the work at night before the struggling with the deadlines. More than on one occasion it has pulled an all-nighter in the library writing several essays. I've pulled so many all-nighters too. But yeah, maybe the fact that procrastination and doing shit on like last minute, that is counts as struggling, so I'm gonna say agree. A normal, healthy person wouldn't do that. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Kind of. Like, I know I struggle a lot with shit, and I know life has been comically brutal at times. But everything has worked out. Like, I've been in very shitty situations, and I've had very awful stuff happen. But in the end, it has worked out. Like, for example, the ADHD doctor nightmare, with all of the dumb shit happening, even though it stressed me out to no end, it worked out in the end. By pure luck, and because my cardiologist is awesome and it like responded so quickly. But it's like, am I confident that things will work out? No. Have they always worked out? Yes. So I'm like, just based on historical data, things are working out for me, and I'm glad that they do. And like, the older I get, the more I learn, things are working out in my favor more and more and more. Like, just the fact that I have ADHD medication, I have a diagnosis, I'm getting mental health help. So big, so fucking big. It's finally time to heal from shit. And soon I'm gonna get a therapist and we're gonna tackle all the other issues. Things will work out. Actually, I'm confident. Things have been going, the last 4 years have been going well. Things are going to work out, yes. And hopefully everyone here have the confidence too. I believe in you all listening here. Things are going to work out for you too. I believe. Okay, so close to the end I will wait, but I really need to watch 2 streams now. Okay. Jenna, email. See results. Mediator, it hasn't changed. That's still my stuff. Bits. But yeah, I'm still mediator. So, despite everything that happened, despite like me going through a whole personality journey, and I feel like I've changed so much in the last like 2 years, I'm still a mediator, which is crazy. Because if you were to look at me today, despite everything, it's still you. Yeah. That's a cute thing. But yeah, I feel like though, if you were to look at me today and compare me to like 3 years ago, I don't feel like you would look at me like the same person. I used to be so much more scared back then. I couldn't handle social situations. I couldn't even say no to people. Like, I did not have a like thick or hard skin or something, or what it's called. Nowadays I'm much better at it, but somehow my personality hasn't shifted. Which is kind of cute. Like, despite changing so much and learning so much shit, I'm still the same person after all. Kinda cute. I need to make this test again, but in English. I will text you my real results. Okay. I'm very curious, but do I want to read through all of this? Oh, this is interesting. 74% introverted, 88% intuitive, 82% feeling, 94% prospecting, and 86% turbulent. That is very, like, close to the ends. I know I saved my last result somewhere. Can I still find that? Can I compare it to my old results? I'm pretty sure I saved them somewhere, but, you know, I'm ADHD and, I don't know where I saved my stuff. Where did I... Maybe I haven't. I know what I'll do. If I actually find the results, because that's gonna take too much time, and it's midnight already, I'm gonna post them in the Discord. And what I'm gonna say now, because it's been 2.5 hours and it's midnight, I'm gonna say good night. I didn't expect to actually yap for 2.5 hours with a personality test that is like supposed to take 10 minutes. I expected to play some Noita today, but apparently not. But yeah, thanks to you all for listening to my weird yapping sessions. I hope it's been fun. Check out the Discord where I'm gonna post the results, and if I find my old ones, compare them. Yeah, does my Discord command work? But yeah, it's been very fun. This personality tester, just yapping is very fun. But yeah, then everyone listening, have a good day, stay comfy, have a comfortable night, or whatever time zone you're in. Oh dang, thank you so much for streaming. It was fun to catch you. Yes. But yeah. Good nighty. Love y'all. Bye bye. Where's my stream ending button? Where is it? There it is. Bye bye.